What's up guys, my name is Mike of Coed Gaming, and Guillermo Del Toro has stated that he will never again work on another video game following the cancellation of Silent Hills. I gotta tell ya, I don't buy it. At first glance, this news looks devastating, and I gotta be honest, at first when I saw it, I was devastated. I thought the idea of Guillermo Del Toro never working on another video game again, I found that news to be disastrous. That would mean that we could never see what Silent Hills could have been. We could have never seen more of what PT was like. It could never happen if he's never making a game again. Then I started looking a little bit deeper, and things just didn't add up to me. The first thing that's worth noting is that the news that Guillermo Del Toro is never working on another video game again, for most people, came from IGN, reposting a story from Shack News. Now, Shack News did an interview with Guillermo Del Toro back at Comic-Con where he stated that he felt he was the albatross of video games. Every time he tries to get involved with the medium, something goes wrong. He wanted to make a game with THQ called Insane, they went bankrupt and shut down. He wants to work on Silent Hills with Kojima, and he leaves Konami. So, in Del Toro's mind, every time he works on a game, something bad happens. So in order to prevent more bad things from happening, he will no longer work on another game again. Here's the problem though. Shack News posted the story that Guillermo Del Toro would take a vow to never work on games again on August 14th, 2015. Why does that matter? Well, IGN is acting like this is brand new information, that this information has not been floating around out there. However, a website called PSU, also known as PlayStation Universe, they posted the exact same story with the exact same quote back in July 25th to be exact. But here's what makes it interesting. According to PSU, keep in mind, this article was posted before Shack News, which is what IGN was citing, and IGN is one of the most high-profile gaming websites out there, so you would think what they post is real. According to PSU, the interview where Del Toro said this came from Playboy. Yeah, Playboy. So according to PSU, Playboy made the interview, but then according to Shack News, on August 14th, they made the interview. This doesn't make any sense at all if you ask me. How is it that Shack News could have had an interview with Del Toro where he gave this quote that he already gave word for word with Playboy back in July? It doesn't make any sense. Now, some could say that the Playboy interview wasn't real, but then how did this article, how did this interview, how did this quote, that's the most important thing, the quote itself, word for word, how was this quote floating around on the internet for over a month earlier? And it was coming from a different source according to PSU. Why then, if this quote already existed as early as July 25th, as early as July 25th, this quote existed, why then would Shack News wait until August 14th to publish their findings? This is big news when it comes to gaming, so big that IGN swooped it up immediately and started covering it. So this to me tells me one of a few things. One, the original quote is just bogus, or that he's just kidding. Del Toro is just kidding about not working on another game again. Think about it. Think about how much dedication and passion Del Toro had for Silent Hills, for PT. He was so happy with it. He even said that Hideo Kojima is the only guy that he would go to the ends of the earth with on anything just to pursue a project. And you really think that when Kojima's contract with Konami is up in December, that he isn't already thinking about the next game that he's gonna make? That would be ridiculous. That would be foolish. Hideo Kojima is one of the most passionate game designers out there. And the idea that he's not thinking about what he's gonna do next after leaving Konami is foolish. And the idea that Guillermo Del Toro, after saying that he would follow Kojima to the ends of the earth on anything, the idea that he's not gonna jump on board with Kojima if he wants him to produce what probably will be the game that Silent Hills could have been, considering they had all these fresh ideas that I'm willing to bet neither guy wants to just throw away. The idea that that's not going to happen, the idea that Kojima, A, will not be working on a new game, and B, Del Toro won't join if Kojima wants, is silly. I think this is just Del Toro goofing around, saying things straight out of hyperbole, not being serious, and unfortunately IGN posted them thinking they were true. I'm willing to bet that they're not. And you watch. Once December rolls around and Kojima is able to issue a statement because he's free from Konami's clutches, we're gonna see. He's gonna have another game ready to go. Not ready to go, but he's gonna have another game in his head ready to begin. And I'm sure Del Toro's gonna join because it's going to be the game that Silent Hills could have been. Mark my words, that's what's going to happen. I really don't think Guillermo Del Toro is done making video games entirely. I think he was just kidding. My main advice: everyone needs to stay calm. We've heard from Norman Reedus, we've heard from Del Toro, but we haven't heard from the man himself. We have not heard from Kojima. And when we hear from Kojima, that is when we'll know what's truly going on. Until then, take it easy. What's up guys, thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to check out last week's video, which can be found right here. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And while you're at it, make sure to check out the rest of Koei Gaming, where we upload gaming videos every single week. And as always, game on!